Okay, so here are the rules for Werewolf Cup game number 9. Thanks for coming, guys. The first is we have a seer, a regular seer. We'll give me a name if that person's a werewolf. Yes, they are a werewolf, is thumbs up. No, they're not a werewolf, thumbs down. The confident bodyguard, if the bodyguard protected correctly the previous night, then they can either protect that same person again or protect two other people that night instead. So when that bodyguard wakes up, I'll say, yes, you protected correctly last night, or no, you did not protect correctly last night. If they get a thumbs down, they still can protect, just can't protect the same person. Then we're going to have an apprentice. The apprentice will take over for either the seer or the confident bodyguard, whichever dies first. Or maybe neither will die and you'll have a great game and kill the werewolves right away. The tough guy has 2 lives. I will tell them when they've lost their first life. If it's at night. If it's during the day, then they'll know.
Can they come out as a tough guy?
Yeah, they can come out. The hunter, so village hunter, they'll know that they're the hunter, and if they are killed, then they will get to take someone out with them. Then there's a huntress who will be able to kill once per game during the night. Then for the werewolf team, we'll have an unknown number of werewolves, but we'll have 3 special werewolves. The werewolf shaman, which will wake up before the werewolves. They'll wake up first, actually. And they can pick someone and turn them into a lichen, or they can pick a wolf and turn that person into a wolf man for the night, for that one night. They cannot pick werewolves twice in a row. So if they pick a werewolf, one of their own teammates on night 1, on night 2, they have to pick a villager. They can pick villagers twice in a row, that's fine. Can't pick the same person twice in a row, and they can never pick themselves. Any questions about that rule?
Sorry, they can pick. Sorry, I missed a bit. They can pick villagers 2 nights in a row, but they can't pick werewolves 2 nights in a row. Yeah.
Correct. And so because of them, there are no other lichens in the game, so only the shaman would make someone a lichen or a wolfman. There's a dreamy wolf. Dreamy wolf on night 0 will pick 2 people. If one of those 2 people nominate or second to the dreamy wolf and then you vote down, the dreamy wolf will not die. So if one of the 2 people that they picked puts them up on the block, then they won't die. That's to counteract the tough guy. And then a werewolf hunter. So when the werewolf hunter dies, then they will take someone out with them. And then there's an unknown number of werewolves, unknown number of villagers, unknown number of cursed villagers.
What was the last wolf? Oh, so it's just shaman, dreamer, and what was the other one?
The hunter, werewolf hunter. Then good luck, everyone, including me. Good night.
You'll be fine.
Don't forget to mute us.
All right, everyone should be asleep. Sweet, looks like we are. All right, here we go. I'm going to start night 0 off with my werewolves. Werewolves, you can wake up. There should be this many. Thank you, werewolves. Can I get my werewolf shaman to wake up, please? You will act on night 0. So you will give me a name of someone you want to either be a lichen, if they're a regular villager, or on the village team, I mean, and if they are a wolf, that will make them a wolf man just for tonight. Can't pick yourself, can't pick the same person 2 nights in a row, can't pick a wolf 2 nights in a row. Thank you. Can I get my confident bodyguard to wake up, please? Just make sure you know who you are. You're not going to be acting tonight. On the nights when you do act, if I give you a thumbs up, it means you protected correctly last night, and you can protect 2 people or that same person again. Thumbs down means you need to pick someone new. You didn't get it right last night. Thank you. Can I get my seer to wake up, please? You can act tonight. I will give you a thumbs up for a werewolf. On the werewolf team, thumbs down for on the village team. Thank you. Can I get my huntress to wake up, please? You will not act tonight, but once per game, you can give me a name if you want to kill that person. If they are protected by the bodyguard, it will not go through. Just keep that in mind. The bodyguard will also protect from a cursed being turned. Thank you, huntress. And can I get my dreamy wolf to wake up, please? Dreamy wolf, give me 2 names. If either one of these people nominate or not, or second you, and then you're voted down on, you will not die. That will end the day, but you will be alive. Once we are down to a final 5, that rule will no longer apply to the Dreamy Wolf. Thank you, Dreamy Wolf. All right, I believe that's it. So, actually, everyone stay asleep. I'm going to make sure everyone knows their role. Can I get my tough guy to wake up? Just let me know you know who you are. Thank you, tough guy. Can I get my apprentice to wake up? Just to make sure you know who you are. Thank you, apprentice. Can I get my village hunter to wake up? Just so you know who you are. Thank you. Can I get my werewolf hunter to wake up? Just so I know you know who you are. Thank you. Okay, everyone can go to sleep. Everyone can wake up. It is the 3 nomination system. You cannot nominate or second twice in a row. And I'm going to give you 10-minute days starting now.
I have a risk question. Do we have cursed in the game?
Yeah, there are unknown number of cursed.
Is there cursed on this game? Maybe,
Yes.
no, yes. Also,
Yes,
there's
yeah,
cursed
maybe.
people. Okay.
Maybe.
Yes or maybe?
Well,
It's an
he
unknown
said
number
unknown.
of curse.
Oh, no number of cursed. Okay.
Yeah. So yes and maybe.
Oh, so it's cursed on top of the shaman wolf.
Oh, Lucy has blue screen.
If the shaman chooses someone who's cursed, what happens?
The curse would be on the village team, would be a villager, so they would just turn that person into a lichen for that night.
Oh, cursed, not
Like in
I'm
cursed or
confused.
Yeah, they would
I
be
got
both a
confused
lichen and a
between the
curse
2
for that
words.
night. The shaman only, that thing only works for one night, and then they'll pick someone the following night and it'll change.
And it only matters to the seer, right?
Yeah, I think with the specials we got, in some ways, a lot of the things like the seer power probably gets less powerful as it goes on. And there's no point as a seer always checking the obvious person, because then the shaman can do the same. In some ways, if you can just get a few confirmed villagers, that's fine.
Problem is that throws into the mix with the shaman switching teams for the night. So at some point, there's going to have to be a double check to make sure the information is still true.
I might have missed it. Did the shaman act last night?
Yes.
They did. Okay.
So
The only problem with the checking twice is like
Sorry.
you get so few nights, then on a chance that you got the right. I mean, what's the chance that the seer and the shaman got the same person? That's small. I don't know if checking twice every night it's a good thing. I'm not sure.
I do just want to say about the
1 in
Dreamy Wolf.
16?
the 4 people who would be really good picks who nominate in second a lot would be Jill, Josh, Lucas, and Alex. So those
Oh.
4 people would be really good picks for the Dreaming Wolf to protect themselves.
I
So
would
just
also
something to keep
include
in mind.
Luciana and Eddie in the.
Yeah, I would have, and Elliot. So I know that's a lot of people, but we are kind of the general crowd.
I
But
probably
it's,
would've
it's
chosen
funny.
Josh.
I purposely rarely nominate it. If you watch other videos, I very rarely nominate people. I instigate it.
Nominate a lot.
I instigate people to nominate.
Yeah. And talking about the Dreamy Wolf, I actually would like if the tough guy comes out now. So if we have the Dreamy Wolf in the future on the chopping block, we won't have 2 people coming up, because I don't think the Dreamy Wolf will now come out and say, I'm the tough guy. So tough guy, if you want to, I would be very thankful for you coming out. But of course, you don't have to.
Sure, I'll come out. Why not?
Oh, nice.
I mean, tough guy on the game. I just thought normally.
Oh, okay. You're not the hero.
I knew you were lying. Yeah, I'm a tough guy.
Great. Yeah, sure.
Me too. I'm tough guy too.
See, that's what I wanted to avoid.
I'm a Tony.
I'm Spartacus. Oh, sorry.
I'm a bad guy. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Are we sure there's not a crazy wolf in the game?
So, Jerry, are you a villager?
Yep.
Are you happy being a villager?
Yeah.
Who woke up with you last night, Jerry?
No idea, because I didn't wake up. I think we probably got about 4 wolves and at least 1 or 2 cursed.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
Davey forgot to call the plain villagers. He called everyone else.
I mean,
I haven't played one of those big games yet. How many werewolves normally there is in a game like this many people?
Well, I think if you're the full 18, there could be 5, but I think every time it was under 18, so 70 was 4, especially with cursed around.
Yeah, I'd say 4 and some cursed.
Yeah, you've got cursed. You've also got
the village team is pretty
roles.
powerful.
Yeah, the village team is really powerful.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, like only 4 werewolves with so many.
Yeah,
possibly 2
guys. Because there's hunter, huntress, tough guy. That's
and the confident bodyguards.
Oh yeah, so maybe 5. Maybe
But
5.
Wolf Shaman can nerf the seer a bit.
Yeah.
Or it's possible that it's maybe just like multiple cursed in the game.
Yeah, I think so. Because 5, if we have 5 wolves and cursed, that would be too strong for the wolves. So I think it's
the confident bodyguard as well can be a bit of a seer if they do protect as well.
True.
Chris, what are you thinking, Chris A?
Trying to I think there's definitely 4 wolves, probably 2 cursed, maybe 3.
3 cursed. Oh my god.
Who's a werewolf?
I don't know. I'm just a plain villager.
I think
we need to start nominated, otherwise this game's never gonna end.
I'll nominate Chris R.
I have a nomination for Chris R. Do I have a second?
I'll second just to get it going and get Chris R speaking.
There's a second. Chris, you can give your defense.
I'm on the villager team. I'm not sure if I like what Lucas said earlier about the tough guy, because isn't the tough guy's purpose to get targeted in the night by the wolves so they don't get a kill? At least I thought that was the purpose of it, so I'm not sure if telling them to come out is such a good idea. I'm not suspecting Lucas because of that already, but I'm not sure if that was such a good idea to say and if there was strategy behind it. That's at this game they just started. I just read I don't have any strong reads on other people as of now.
Any questions? Eddie?
Are you a wolf?
Me? No. I'm on the village team.
Okay.
All right, looks like no more questions. We'll go to the vote. This is your first nomination for today for Chris R. If you keep her alive, you have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the day. Up to save Chris, down to kill Chris. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 0 down votes. Chris is still alive. You have 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Just so you know, Chris, I'm the reason why the baby dragon cannot come out in Joseph's games. Because when I was the baby dragon, who is like the tough guy, I always came out day 1 and never died and was never targeted. And actually helped the village quite a lot because I was a cleared good person.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do agree with Lucas. I think the tough guy, there's a lot of value in the tough guy coming out, like, because the wolf will have to spend 2 nights killing that person if they come out, so they're probably not going to bother. And it kind of like eliminates any conversation that might come up if someone doesn't die when we lynch them about the dream wolf or whatever like that. So I'm not against the tough wolf coming out. I'm sorry, the tough guy coming out.
Jesse,
Yeah,
you
I'm
look
tough
like you're
guy.
thinking. What are you thinking?
I am
Do we
just
get to
observing.
learn? Do we get to learn when if we are the bodyguard and we get killed? Do you tell that the person lost a life?
You mean the tough guy?
The tough guy, yes.
When the
Yeah,
tough
yeah.
guy
He said
loses
that.
their first life, I will tell them, unless it happens during the day and they know that.
Just to follow up on what
Just a
Eddie
quick
was saying as
question
well.
to
that,
avoid a potentially perpetual bodyguard. If they protect themselves and they get a successful protect, do they still get to protect the same person back to back?
Yes.
Okay.
Elliot, you wanted to say something?
I was just saying to Eddie, I'm the tough guy.
So you're really saying you're the tough guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll nominate Chris A.
I have a nomination for Chris A. Do I have a second? There's a second. Chris A., you can give your defense. Victoria seconded.
I'm a plain villager, so not much more that I can say because I'm trying to work out who the wolves are. But
Any questions?
Chris, why do you think Cody nominated you?
no idea. Probably just to stop the talk, maybe. I don't know.
All right, let's go to a vote. This vote is for Chris A. If you keep him alive, you have 2 minutes and 8 seconds left in the day. This is the second nomination. It's up to save Chris A, down to kill Chris A. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down, which is enough. You have killed Chris A, and Chris was on the village team. Good night, everyone. A day 1 kill. All right, can I get my werewolf shaman to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my bodyguard to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my seer to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my Huntress to wake up, please? Huntress, if you would like to use your one-time ability, just let me know. Thank you. And can I get my werewolves to wake up, please? Thank you. All right, everyone can wake up. Except for Jerry. Jerry was killed last night, and Jerry was on the village team. And you have 10 minutes.
Okay, that's the.
It's funny because I was suspicious of Jerry.
I wasn't. They were the two people that I had proper cleared in my head, Chris and Jerry.
So what was that about yesterday? We're going to talk about that. Talk about how everyone voted on Chris. What was that about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or defense.
Chris
I thought I saw
was
something.
horrible. I mean, I didn't think Chris was werewolf until he defended himself.
No, I thought it was sound.
It was
I thought what he said
Say-
earlier in the day was not great, but then his defense was good enough for me.
Yeah.
It was
Flick
weird.
is the
He was
seer.
he was
Flick
shaky
has
like
definitely got to be the seer. That's probably it.
He didn't speak with the "I'm not a werewolf" thing that he usually does, no matter whether he's. And he was very sort of he just sounded a bit weird to me. So I wasn't sure if he was a werewolf, but I thought
it sounded to me that he wasn't prepared. Like I thought he was a werewolf, and he got by surprise to be nominated.
The problem is now that he died
And
as
we need to
villager, he
move
probably was a
forward. I guess we
rogue,
need
yeah.
to move forward. Right?
Yeah. Sorry, Chris.
Well, the whole I'll just say that the whole reason that I voted down was I had Cody down as a question mark, and then I thought, if he's nominating Chris, perhaps Cody's the seer because I have him as kind of uncomfortable. So I'm a little more suspicious of Cody now.
Fair, Alex. It was a bad read, but.
Would you like to say what it was that you read the first time about him?
He was kind of hanging back, but like he did say a couple of things, and then he was just generally like in his defense was really where I was sure I was going to vote down.
I mean, I had him marked down, and that's why I seconded when Cody nominated him. So I personally don't think it's suspicious that Cody nominated him because I did have him on a list of who I thought was suspicious. Also, Jerry was on that list, and she was not a wolf. So
the fact that Alex, I'm okay with being on Alex's question mark list, but the fact that 10 people voted down means that I wasn't the only one who was suspicious of Chris.
Right, that's fair.
Who voted up? Because I tend to think the werewolves are being the ones who voted up, because I think voting down on day one is a bit dodgy.
Yeah,
I voted up. I voted up because I didn't think he was a werewolf.
So, thank you for being honest, Eddie and Flick.
I also voted up.
George and Josh and Victoria.
No, the thing is as well, I felt like
I think Flick is good. I think Flick is the seer, so it's okay.
I thought you said you thought Chris was the seer.
No, I think Flick is. I don't think Chris is.
Why would you say
nominate
that?
Chris.
Why would you say that?
What role wants to die? The Dreamy Wolf?
Maybe it's because
I don't know.
maybe it's because Cody knew how wrong he was about his previous reads. So like, well, if I say Flick to steer, if she's the Flick to steer, then no one's gonna. She probably isn't now.
Can we let Cody explain himself there before we otherwise nominate him? So, Cody, why, if you thought Flick was the seer, would you say that?
I actually don't think Flick is the seer.
I think it was a joke.
It's clearly a joke. I'm giving myself a quirk. I wrote it down like day one.
I mean, Cody
Day
said that
two,
he
I have
thought,
to claim Flick as the seer. So
yeah, Cody
It's
said
just
that
the
he
game
thought
isn't
Chris was
hard
the
enough
seer
for it.
after he died.
I know.
no, I said Flick. I did say Flick when I said that initially. I don't know what Chris was. I have no idea. I thought he was a wolf and he turned out to be a villager. But I think we should get off this and go on
Yeah,
to something
we
else.
should continue. Jesse, why did you vote on? You should upvote on.
I just figured it's day one, and usually I feel like we don't find much. And Chris is really hard to read either way. I felt like I wasn't going to get a worse defense than that on day one, so I just voted down. Also, I mean, part of it is not about scoring or anything like that, but Chris makes it far a lot. So I was like, I don't feel that bad if Chris were to go first.
See, that's what got in my head as well about voting up for him because of what we were saying before the game. So I hadn't seen any of the other games, but I didn't know if there was some sort. I've kind of felt bad. I thought, well, I can't really get rid of Chris right now.
Just
You know what I
tossing
mean?
it out for the village to consider. What are the probabilities that 2 people named Chris are villagers?
Well, there were 3 people named Chris as villagers recently.
True.
So
About the same as one Alex being a villager.
I do also want to say that my read on Chris A was wrong, but I wasn't doing it just because he's like in the top 10 or whatever. Like, I don't let the points
We shouldn't talk about that.
influence.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about
Yeah.
Josh, what's popping? I know you like said before the game you're going to take a step back.
I mean, it's almost 40 degrees here for the Europeans, so I am melting. I felt like Chris A was giving off good vibes myself, so I voted up. I'm going to trust Elliot is the tough guy because I actually agreed with Lucas. It's helpful for the tough guy to come out. So right now, I mean, I don't have much to go on. I'm kind of looking at Chris R. I didn't understand why she'd go, she called out Lucas. She didn't say she was strongly suspicious, but she didn't agree with the tough guy call out. And I guess I'm looking at Simon as well for trying to be like who voted up, who voted down on Chris A. And I don't know,
I think Simon's being logical. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand why he asked it. I was curious as well.
I have Simon on my good list, but Chris R is top of my sus list.
I could go with that.
I'm also not exactly trying to second and nominate a lot. I probably would have seconded Chris A, but I am aware that there's a dreamy wolf, in play. So,
but even if that kind of like, yeah, I suppose I see what you mean.
I guess if I trust the tough guy has come out, then it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, if we're trusting Elliot, then it doesn't massively matter.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking at Victoria a little bit. I wouldn't mind hearing from her a bit.
Yeah.
Just observing.
Flick, what do you think about
That's
Chris
what
R?
worries me.
I had a thought and then I completely lost it and I was gonna say something and then I lost it and it really bothers me because I'm just trying to think about what I forgot.
So sorry, Flick.
You leave the stove on
Yeah.
or the door is
so,
locked.
About the game.
Can we let Flick talk, please?
Yeah, so I missed the Chris A thing because I was quite surprised by the vote. But my thoughts day one. I do appreciate Josh is somewhere hot. My first thought was obviously Josh had said that they were going to be a bit quiet, but I know the previous 2 games Josh usually gave information to the village that was useful. And at one point, the second game, I thought that would be a useful thing for a wolf to hide behind. So then I thought that was quite notable that there was no information today. So I took a note of that, but I'm also putting the weather beside that. But that's just what my thought was. Day one, I agreed with Lucas asking Jerry because Jerry can sometimes give away that they're a wolf inadvertently, sometimes just in how their style. I did want to hear from Simon, but I'm feeling more confident about Simon now as a villager. But that was mostly just because I felt Simon, there might be something there that would maybe give me like a hint. And the other person that I'd be looking at is Chris R because I struggle to read them. But that is where my thoughts are at the minute.
I'll nominate Lucas.
I have a nomination for Lucas. Do I have a second?
She's still
There's a second
talking.
from Victoria. Lucas, your defense.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
I'm a villager. Please don't kill me. I am very surprised about the nomination. Maybe Cody can ask me a question, then I can answer his question.
I just feel like I haven't heard what your reads are at the moment. That's all.
Really?
I wouldn't mind hearing.
Actually, after someone put sus on Chris and Simon, I think I said pretty clear that Simon is good on my side and Chris R is on my sus list. So I'm even more confused now. And I'm starting to think Cody wants to die. And I don't know why.
Is there a tanner on this game?
He's got an early start in the morning. It's so good.
Simon?
Yeah. You're a big fan of people coming out, I think, with roles. If the seer has found 2 werewolves, do you think they should come out? And you weren't one of them. Okay, cool. I will save my follow-up question to hopefully after this passes.
Can I ask who seconded that?
Victoria.
Victoria.
The same combo that killed Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very close to nominating Victoria even before
Brandon,
that.
did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask Lucas, do you think if Chris R turns out to be a villager, if we end up killing her, do you think the town would have wasted a lot of time and gone down a big rabbit hole?
Well, if you kill her too soon, yes. But if you kill her at the end of day 2, I don't think so, because her name keeps getting called out. And that's usually not a good sign for the village.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go to the vote. This is our first nomination of the day. It's for Lucas. If you keep him alive, you have 1 minute and 26 seconds left in the day. Cody nominated, Victoria seconded. It's up to save Lucas, down to kill Lucas. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. That's only 1 down vote. That's not enough. You have 1 minute and 26 seconds.
I specifically want to hear from George. What are you thinking about?
No,
Specifically,
I actually want to hear from Simon.
Speak.
Alex.
Okay, we can hear from Simon first.
Night 1, Eddie was a werewolf. Night 2, Josh was a werewolf.
Well, I'm definitely been shamaned, I promise you.
And that's a big possibility. But
you claiming
my
seer?
biggest suspicion is Josh.
He's claiming seer, yes.
Nominate Josh.
I
I
second.
have a nomination
No.
from Elliot and a second from Lucas. Josh, you can give your defense.
I must have been shamaned. I think I was a good person to be shamaned. Just to sow confusion in the village. But I'm not. I am a villager. I'm on the village team. I think, you know, we had better suspects. I don't like the nomination and vote for Lucas there. You know, I think I thought we were going to be voting on Chris R eventually today, but I mean, I'm sorry, Simon. I trust that you're the seer, but I'm obviously was shaman last night. So,
any questions?
Are you a role, Josh?
No, I am just a regular villager. So I understand if you kill me, but like, I think that we're still looking for some werewolves. So we should be going after them. Elliot.
Is there any chance Simon's bluffing seer to just throw a villager or 2 under the bus?
I mean, I do like bluffing seer when I can, but I don't know. I'm going to go with trust because I'm too hot right now to think about that sort of, you know, bluffing logic and all that. So.
All right, we're going to vote. This is our second nomination of the day. If you keep Josh alive, you have 59 seconds left in the day. Elliot nominated, Lucas seconded. It is up to save Josh, down to kill Josh. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 down, which is enough. You have killed Josh, and Josh was a werewolf. Good night, everyone. Our first successful kill. Congratulations, village. Can I get my werewolf shaman to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my bodyguard to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my seer to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my huntress to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my wolves to wake up, please? Thank you, wolves. And yep, everyone can wake up. Except for Chris R. Chris R has been killed. And Chris R was a werewolf. You have 10 minutes.
They probably targeted Elliot, right?
No, I was bluffing about being tough guy. I'm an ordinary villager.
So wait.
So they probably targeted Elliot, right?
What's wrong with Cody?
No,
I'm in the same spot.
Oh.
I'm trying to figure this whole thing out. What are the whole situation there?
Because I believe Lucas is the huntress and he killed Chris R. But there was no kill by the wolves last night. So either they hit the real tough guy, a curse turned, or Elliot is a cursed because he's just a plain villager.
Potentially bodyguard.
Who died? Who died? I can't.
Chris R. Chris R.
Chris R died.
She was a werewolf.
Simon, who did you check?
If you didn't find a wolf, don't say it.
Oh, I did. So either I'm being really, really jammy, or I don't know. Yeah.
If you picked me, then it's not true.
I did not pick you. I thought you would be one of the obvious ones, so I didn't
Oh, I
pick
meant
you.
who is it?
I don't think Cody is.
It was George. It was so George could have been, same as Eddie. Could be whatchamacallit, but I just find it interesting that they were all people who voted up to save Chris.
What was the other name you had? What was the other name you had with Josh?
Eddie. Eddie was the first one.
And George isn't an obvious shaman choice. I think we should nominate George.
Well, I'm confident
George. What do you say, Sam?
Let's talk about this first. Let's talk about this.
I'm confident that George was a werewolf.
Yeah,
that's why I just said I think we should. That's why I didn't.
I'm agree.
Do
we
it.
can nominate him. I think he's the
Nobody's nominating. Everybody shut up.
Sorry.
No, I'm confident George is a werewolf. Well, Flick was talking yesterday, and I wanted to talk about this, but then Simon was doing his whole seer thing. But I watched George that whole time while she was talking, and I saw George like he was kind of thinking to himself, and then he looked down like he was writing something on his phone, like maybe he's gonna be killing somebody at night. He was trying to think.
I'm sure we're gonna kill Josh. There's no doubt. Yeah. So there's an opportunity for us to talk about other stuff, like try to bring other people. Like we are great to kill Josh.
I mean, I'd like to give George an opportunity to talk because we're all saying we're gonna kill him, but he has stuff he could say.
When we nominate him, he can defend himself.
I'll also say that
just speak. Let him speak.
Why? We know he's a wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we?
Not
Do we now?
George, do you want
give Wolf time?
Let him speak. Yeah.
Give him a chance to speak.
I think you guys misheard Simon. I think he said he checked Josh. I think that's what I heard, right? Simon checked Josh. Not
Yes, he
George.
also checked Josh and George later.
No, I heard Josh. Was that Josh?
Okay, yeah.
Josh?
Can we now get back to playing werewolf?
So, Alex, you want to
Yeah,
say
I'll
something?
nominate George.
No, wait.
I have a nomination for
Wait.
George. Do I have a
Why
second?
not use the time?
Yeah, please.
Use the time.
Because I think if
Stop
we've got a
betting.
wolf, we might as well take him.
Yeah,
well,
we
I will
have enough
say,
time.
in all seriousness, sorry, is the nomination going through?
There's a second.
To Brandon.
George, this is your defense.
I was fine. I'll say I was fine killing Josh yesterday. I just thought, like Alex was saying, I was going to say something and we didn't have the opportunity to fully use the day. So I thought I was fine killing Josh and Eddie, is the thing. So I thought, well, if we passed on, either way, if we passed on Josh, then we could nominate Eddie and vice versa. I was happy killing both of them, but I thought we might as well use most of the day because it feels like we're snap nominating and not kind of talking things through. But that being said, yeah, you can kill me. That's fine.
Any questions for George?
Well, I will say as well, just a thing. I did get a message. I did look down to check a message, but that wasn't anything to do with the game. It's fair to have seen that, but it wasn't.
George, do you think the village should not kill you now so we can talk more about other?
That's what I was going to ask.
So what was the question?
Do you want to live? Do we want to survive the first nomination?
It doesn't matter. Do we want? If you want a longer day, then yeah, sure. If you don't, then kill me now.
If you want a
It's
longer
fine.
day, yeah.
Then yeah, sure. Sorry, does anyone have more questions, or is that everything? Yeah.
I was going to ask the exact same thing as Lucas, but thank you for answering that, George. But that was a cryptic, loaded question for the rest of the group potentially as well.
Is that a question, Eddie?
No.
All right, we're going to go to our vote. This is for George, the first nomination of the day. If you keep him alive, you have 6 minutes and 41 seconds left. Cody nominated him and Brandon seconded him. It's up to save George and down to kill George. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down, which is not enough. George stays alive.
Or these point
Confused.
hunters.
I know. I want to hear from Simon. Why would you vote up?
I am one who normally thinks when you find a werewolf, kill them. And for once, I'm thinking, no, we haven't. You know, there's actually, I think there's information and things we can still.
Oh, okay. So we do agree to kill him today.
For me to think that it's got to be stuff.
So okay, you agree to kill him today. You just
want
to
definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just to
want to make that clear.
Simon, you checked Eddie as well and got werewolf?
Yeah.
Yes, I checked Eddie night 0, got werewolf. I checked Josh night 1, got werewolf. I checked George night 2, got werewolf.
6 minutes, Lucy.
Can I please give some suspicions, because I don't feel like I'm long for this world, all right? Like, I know Simon checked me and got werewolf, but I promise you that I have been shamaned and I'm a villager. I want to get kind of like my suspicions out. Obviously, George, I agree with killing him kind of like today. I have no idea what Cody's playing. I'm not going to lie. I want to believe he's on the good side, but I'm finding it very difficult. But he's just playing such a random game. I can't read it at the moment. My major
very fast game though, right?
Yeah. But we don't want fast necessarily. My major suspicions are Luciana, Victoria, and potentially Gil.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Do you think
Luciana's my top suspicion?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, Luciana's my top one. I'm not sure about Gil, but I've not played enough with him. And Victoria is very jumping on these seconds very quickly that you're throwing out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm okay with being on people's lists.
I mean, I've been nominating people, but I haven't voted down on everybody. I voted down on Chris A. That was a bad read, but I did vote down on them. I believe that I voted down on Josh. So I'm not just nominating and then voting down on everyone that I nominate. So I am trying to pick up the pace a little bit because we do have short days, and I'd like to hear from people, get some information out there. That's why I've been playing
I
a
would
little bit quicker. That's all.
like to hear from Jesse, though.
Me too.
He's been quiet. I forgot that he's even here. Sorry.
Rude.
I'd like to nominate George.
I have a nomination from
I'll
George. I have a
second it.
second and a
Let's get it
second
over
from Alex.
Oh,
George,
God.
your turn.
I didn't ask for nomination.
Jess was like, screw that. Let's just move on.
I feel like the village is definitely gonna.
George, you can unmute yourself and give your defense, please.
Was I nominated again?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. As a
Jesse
second
and Alex.
or
Yeah.
okay.
Jesse nominated you and Alex seconded you.
Okay. Shall I go straight to questions? I don't really know what more to add. I mean, I was just nominated, so shall I counterclaim Seer? Would that be fun? Yeah. Yes, Alex.
What should we inscribe on your tombstone?
I think you should just put a giant paw imprint right there under my name. How does that sound? Yes, Elliot.
Why do you think Jesse nominated you, and was that the best defense you could have given?
I trust Jesse. I trust Eddie implicitly with my life. You should definitely keep them alive till the end of the game because they are 100% trustworthy. Yes, Eddie.
Who are you going to shoot with your hunter kill?
Not you, Eddie, because like I said, I trust you.
Thank you.
You're on my team. So, don't know.
Have a good time. Regardless. Have a good time.
Cody?
Have a good time.
Are you happy with the people who nominated and seconded you?
What, for death? Not really. I mean, they nominated to kill me, so.
All right, I think that's enough questioning. This is our second nomination of the day. It's for George. If you keep him alive, you have 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the day. Jesse nominated him and Alex seconded him. It's up to save George, down to kill George. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is enough. So, but it was all but one person. George has been killed. George was a werewolf. Good night, everyone. Looks like we're on a roll. Can I get my werewolf shaman to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my bodyguard to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my seer to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my huntress to wake up, please? Thank you. And can I get my wolves to wake up, please? Thank you. And everyone can wake up except for Simon. Simon was killed last night And I also just realized I don't need to call the Huntress. That's the only way that a werewolf died in the night is the Huntress. So I will no longer be calling the Huntress. And you have, oh, so Simon was a villager. You have 10 minutes left, or 10 minutes in the day.
So we have four werewolves that have died. There was no hunter shot, so a hunter werewolf is probably still in the game. The dreaming wolf, I'm suspecting that. Pardon me?
It's 3, I think, not 4 in terms of werewolf there.
The dream wolf might still be on the game. We don't know that yet.
I'm suspecting that it was Chris and that Lucas shot the dreaming wolf. That's where my suspicion is right now. Because
I think that so if the bodyguard would know if a curse turned or not, right? Because they would have gotten a confirmation that they can use their extra power if they protected correctly.
True.
That is true. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was not the bodyguard check protect because Simon would have survived another night then.
Yeah.
So I think
not necessarily because, well, I don't know about whoever's werewolf. If I was a werewolf, I don't know if I would have shot Simon that night.
Yeah, can I?
There is a possibility. It could be that they tried to take Simon.
Sorry, what are you saying?
But that's not the case. I'm just saying because if that was the case,
Jill,
no, the bodyguard.
Elliot.
I haven't talked. Can I just finish? Okay, so it's not the case because if the bodyguard had protected Simon, the bodyguard would be able to protect Simon again today. So that's not what happened last night.
Yes.
Okay, Elliot, what were you saying?
Yeah. Just to share where my suspicions are at the moment. Eddie, I think it's 50-50 whether or not you're a shaman, but I think we've still got to kill you. It's just too much of an unknown at some point. There is the reason I always pick the other wolf over you. And Victoria and I think Luciano have a couple of times just voting and nomination seconded and things like that have made me feel a little uncomfortable. Luciano, I get terrible reads on, so I'm putting Victoria to number 2 on my list behind Eddie.
Brandon.
I was just gonna say, one, I would like to know who's still in the game that has came out specifically as playing villager. And 2, the reason why I'm asking that is because, so the thing is, I'm also a plain villager. That is my role, which could be cursed. So I'm going to go ahead and volunteer if you guys are really unsure by the time you get to a 3rd nomination and you need a kill at the end of the night, since we've gotten like 3 werewolves so far, kill me just in case I'm cursed. I will volunteer that.
Yeah,
so,
but that's the problem.
We want to keep
getting
villager
slim on
numbers.
villagers.
Yeah,
we're getting
Luciana?
slim on villagers.
Luciana has right.
Yeah, and Victoria as well.
Okay.
Lucy?
So my suspicion right now would be Jesse, Cody, and obviously Eddie, but not because I'm suspicious, but I think because we at some point have to see Cody because for day 1 he was quieter than usual. And Jesse because he's super quiet. Sometimes I forget he's even here. So and Victoria goes into the same direction, but sometimes she's quiet, sometimes not. So that's okay.
Victoria.
It's like when you were nodding your head to what Elliot said, were you nodding to me being suspicious or Luciana?
So I was nodding in the fact that like I have had some sus on Luciana, but I also think your play style today has been a bit more aggressive. And that was notable. So like you both have something. I do agree kind of with Elliot in regards to Eddie, because usually when there's lichens in the game, if you find a lichen, you can't really take the risk. But I'm also aware at this point that like we have to be careful. So like with what Brandon said, you know, I don't really see why we would actively kill a villager when we know they're a villager. Although I can understand in regards to the cursed, but then we would know because.
Do you know someone's a villager, Flick?
Do we know if someone's a villager?
Do you know? No, you specifically. Do you know someone's a villager? You just said we know.
No, Brandon said he's a villager. Brandon
Yeah.
said he's a villager. You would
That's
know.
what she's talking about.
Potentially.
Brandon said, yeah.
Like, why would, I don't really understand why a werewolf would say, kill me as a third nomination. I can understand someone wanting to win on the village team as a third nomination because I've seen Brandon do this before, but it doesn't make sense to me. I think at this point we should be focusing on werewolves rather than sort of like, because like with the curse, potentially we could suss that out the following day, depending. And now that we know that Brandon's come out as a villager, we have a direction to look.
One thing I want to say about Eddie is that George, I'm pretty sure, was a shaman. And I think when he was saying he trusted people implicitly, he was trying to make it seem like they were his werewolf buddies, but I think that they were probably his picks.
We need to remember that a curse got turned last night.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if by what I said before.
I think it's Elliot.
It's clear. Okay.
Not last night.
Hopefully there's an apprentice.
Well, not
seer.
last night. When Chris was killed, the night that Chris was killed.
So
there was a
thing.
curse turned. Yeah.
I'll let Eddie talk. You say what
Yeah,
you want.
if there's an apprentice seer, hopefully, please, if I'm around, please can you check me again? 'Cause I'm pretty confident, like with 3 werewolves dying, that Shaman's dead because obviously the werewolf hunters obviously still in the game. So if I'm around, please check me again. I'm pretty confident. Well, I am confident I'll come up with a villager because I think the Shaman's dead. I know I'm an obvious target because I've come up as werewolf, but I promise you 100% I'm a villager.
But you are aware that at some point we're gonna have to kill you, right? If you don't die.
Yeah, I get that. But Luciana, I mean, I'm gonna put it out there and nominate Luciana because she is my top pick.
I have a nomination for Luciana. Do I have a second? And a second from Cody. Luciana, you can give your defense.
Yeah, I don't mind being a villager. I don't mind being on your list. I'm just a villager, so yeah.
Any questions?
Did you turn, Luciana?
No, I didn't turn. I wish, though. I love being cursed. I'm just gonna say it as it is.
All right, this is our first nomination of the day. It's for Luciana. Eddie nominated her and Cody seconded. If you keep her alive, you have 3 minutes and 22 seconds left in the day. It's up to save Luciana, down to kill Luciana. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down is not enough. You have 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
Sorry about this.
That's interesting.
I have a nomination for Eddie. Do I have a second?
Was that not 6
There's
down?
a second. Eddie, this is your.
Was that not 6 down?
Yeah, I was about to say. I thought I counted. I thought I counted enough killers.
Can I see your votes again, please?
I don't remember. Put up.
Oh, you voted up.
No, I mean I don't remember the
looks
others.
like 6 to me.
So that's 6 down.
There are 6 down. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there are 6 down. My bad. Then you have killed Luciana. And Luciana was a werewolf. Good night. All right, now you're all muted. All right, we're still on a roll, doing great. Can I get my werewolf shaman to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my bodyguard to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my seer to wake up, please? Thank you. And can I get my wolves to wake up, please? Thank you. All right, everyone can wake up. Except for Alex. Alex was killed last night. Alex is on the village team. You have 10 minutes.
Thank goodness Luciano was a werewolf, because I was a god of them.
Okay.
So we still have not killed the
that doesn't
werewolf hunter.
necessarily
That's
clear it,
crazy.
though, Eddie.
Pardon?
I trust Eddie. I think that he was shamans. I don't agree with his logic that he should have been checked.
But
again.
he could
Like,
have turned, Brody. Don't forget. He could have.
Question. How do we know somebody is cursed as opposed to whenever that night that the hunters killed, it wasn't like a tough guy?
We don't know that.
Well,
Yeah, we don't know.
I would hope the tough guy would say something.
Like it was definitely
Because we knew who the tough guy was, and the tough guy didn't say they lost a life.
I mean,
unless Elliot was lying. Unless Elliot was lying.
Elliot lost a life, I guess.
Cliff, I'm kind of curious. How many screens does your computer have?
To mine?
How many
No, Flick.
screens?
I nominate Elliot.
I have a nomination for Elliot. Do I have a second?
I second.
And a second. Elliot, you can give your defense.
Okay, I'm a villager. No, this will sound a bit more windy, but just to explain my thoughts as to what I was doing. Werewolves, when they think there's a tough guy, are faced with the choice that they either sort of use a couple of kills on them or they leave someone around who's a confirmed villager. So I thought that meant I was less likely to get picked by the werewolves doing it. It also meant that if we hit the dream wolf, and that was the issue, the dream wolf was far less likely to go and come and say, well, I'm the tough guy. And I thought if the actual tough guy came out at any point, I could just throw my hands up and say, yeah, I'm not the tough guy, or as soon as it became important. So I know it's a bit of a maverick move, but I just thought it was probably not going to harm the dynamics in the village to give it a go. And I assume that's the main reason why I'm on the block. I would say, if you go back to my suspicions, Eddie, I've always been the warmest out of everyone on that list. That's why I always push things towards the other wolf. I just find it hard to leave alive someone who's passed the seer check. And I gave two upper names, Victoria and Luciana. My output was nothing more than I'll always kill a lichen first, just in case.
Any questions for Elliot? All right, let's go to a vote. This is our first vote of the day. Jesse nominated Elliot and Lucas seconded. You have 8 minutes and 26 seconds left. If you keep him alive, it's up to save Elliot, down to kill Elliot. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is not enough. Elliot's still alive. You have 8 minutes and 26 seconds.
Jesse.
Do you want to hear my suspicions?
Yeah, go for it.
I think Victoria is a werewolf.
Yeah, Victoria's my number one. Jesse is the only person, and you'll be glad to know, Jesse, because normally I've had good reads on you. Jesse's my only person that is not in my good or bad column. Because
I have no idea what to make of Jesse this game.
No, I have no idea.
Zero idea.
The only ones I have cleared is Brandon and Lucas are the only two that I have a clear check. But that's not 100%. The people that I chose to listen to is Brandon and Lucas. And
I can totally
Victoria's
see
on my
Victoria.
top list. And Eddie nominating Luciana doesn't necessarily clear him. Could be a way to.
But like, I'm kind of like going all out now because.
Sorry,
sorry, Elliot.
Lucas is on my possible turned.
I'm good with
list.
Lucas.
No.
Okay,
there's no stacking.
I'll take your word for that.
There's no stacking.
Yeah,
I'm
Lucas
gonna not.
can't
I'm
be.
good. Sorry, Victoria.
Lucas can't be because he's not a plain villager. I feel like my top suspicion is probably Jill right now.
That's fair enough, but it's not the case.
I'm more Victoria, but Gil, you would be my second if it wasn't Victoria. So I'm gonna go all out.
I'm fine with killing one of them and then
yeah,
we know about the other.
That's fine. I just, yeah, that's okay.
I'm also
I'll talk on my defense.
I'm also
gonna
starting to think it might be Flick too.
I think I'm all right with Flick.
Nominate Victoria.
I have a nomination for Victoria.
A second.
And a second from Eddie. Victoria, your defense.
I'm on the werewolf team. I mean village team.
Any questions?
Elliot and Eddie, the people you like, you like a lot?
I don't know how I feel about Elliot, but Jill has been like pretty, I think, out of the conversation in terms of
That's
what
not
people
true.
think
I
of
talked
him.
a lot
No,
and
no,
I got
I
interrupted.
agree. I agree, Jill. I think you've been talking. It's just been your name hasn't been in the conversation, as in people haven't been talking about what they think about you.
That's fine.
And yeah, I feel like Eddie kind of might have to die eventually just because of the seer check. So I don't even like really think about that too much. Yes, Eddie.
My question to you: who are you going to kill with your hunter kill?
I am not a hunter.
Okay.
If I was, I don't know who I would kill.
I wouldn't be me because yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it'd be Eddie just because of the shaman thing. I don't know. Or not shaman thing, but the, whatever.
All right. This is our second nomination of the day for Victoria. Well, this is the second nomination, and it happens to be for Victoria. Elliot nominated her, and Eddie seconded her. If you keep her alive, you have 6 minutes and 7 seconds left in the day. It's up to save Victoria and down to kill Victoria. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1. Vote. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is enough. You have killed Victoria, and Victoria was on the village team. Good night, everyone. We're no longer on a roll. Can I get my werewolf shaman to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my bodyguard to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my seer to wake up, please? Thank you. And can I get my wolves to wake up, please? Thank you. And everyone can wake up except for Brandon, because Brandon was killed in the night.
Yeah, they're
You
hunting
have
for cost.
10 minutes.
They're hunting for cost. So they're panicking, probably one person.
Do you not think the curse already turned?
I like to think that Victoria might have been onto something. She ended up being on the village team, so I am actually looking at Jill or Flick at this point. I think she has good
And
reads.
not
I think
Eddie?
we should- No, I'm still thinking that Eddie's good. I think the reason George said that he trusts him implicitly was a way for us to go after Eddie as a villager. That's where my head's at.
Can we all at least agree?
Does
if
the
we get down to
does the
final-
tough guy survive day kills too, or just night kills?
Tough guy has 2 lives no matter how they're taken.
Also, I want to explain why I've been
So you
nominating
wanna
so much.
vote for me then?
I want to explain why I've been nominating so much, and that's because I don't think the Dreamy Wolf would have picked me as someone, because I don't often do a lot of nominating and seconding. I second more than I nominate, but that's one of the reasons. I also have been trying to speed up the game and trying to get things going. Because sometimes we just let a day go and we talk about nothing, and then it's 3 minutes and we haven't nominated a single person. So that's where my head's been at.
There's that face I was looking for, Jesse. There's that face.
What's up?
It's that kind of like thinking face. That was the first good sign you've given me, but I'm not saying you are good though. I'm not saying you're good.
I don't. I mean, we are 7 people. Maybe we want some roles to come out.
Right.
I'm a hunter.
And I'm the actual tough wolf. So you guys can vote for me. This way will clear me. It'll be easier.
You mean tough guy?
Tough,
We don't.
tough
want to
guy.
waste the
Yeah,
kill
tough
on-
guy. I mean,
Yeah, we don't want to waste the kill on you. We know that the tough guy's still around.
that's why I was bringing the Elliot thing all the time, because I was trying
He's
to
not the
divert
tough guy. I'm the
information.
tough guy. I've been the tough guy since the beginning. So Jill's the last wolf, I guess. He's my guess.
You can just vote me and then
I'll nominate
clear my
Jill.
name.
There's no.
At least we
I have
have
a nomination
now,
for Jill. Do I have a
counterclaim.
second?
I'll second go.
Hang on,
And a
can people give
second,
me a
Jill,
bit
you can give
time?
your defense.
No, I think it's a good way to clear me, and then we can kill Jess after that.
Any questions?
There's no tough wolf in the game, right? There's just a tough guy.
And the Dreamy Wolf.
The Dreamy Wolf's not tough.
Yeah, given the rules around Dreamy Wolf and 5, I think we could do with some time to puzzle through what the implications of everything are.
So who nominated and who's second?
Eddie.
Yes,
Jesse nominated and Eddie seconded. Are there any other questions?
And I don't think Eddie is bad.
All right, let's go to a vote. This is our first vote of the day. If you keep Jill alive, you have 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. Jesse nominated, Eddie seconded. It's up to save Jill, down to kill him. Go ahead and vote in 3, 2, 1, vote. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, which is enough. And Jill, who would you like to take out with you?
Tough one. I'll do. I'll do Lucas.
Okay. So Jill has died. Jill was a werewolf. Lucas has died. Lucas was on the village team. And good night, everyone. Can I get my werewolf shaman to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my bodyguard to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my seer to wake up, please? Thank you. Can I get my werewolves to wake up, please? Thank you. All right, everyone can wake up. Last night, Cody was killed. And Cody, who would you like to take out with you?
Elliot.
Okay, Elliot has been killed as well, which takes us to a final 3 because both of them were villagers.
Right, Jesse, you're the tough wolf. I know the natural instinct is to kind of like go with me because I got that really early wolf, but it's got to be Flick.
Well, I'm tempted to believe you. I just based on the last couple days. Like honestly, like you seemed like a light hit from the beginning. I really am the tough guy, which is funny. Like I never lost a life, and I never said anything until the last second.
Like I kind of like, I got Victoria wrong, but I successfully called out Gil and Luciana. Right. So I went heavy on them too, because I recognised my time was kind of like borrowed, and I wanted to make sure that I called out wolves.
Can I point out that I also have been doing that? I think we're in similar boats on this.
Kind of, Flick, but you started strong, but now you kind of like you tailed off the last few days like accursed. Like you
know. No, I mean, like I have intentionally been playing back in games recently, and like there's been a lot of times in this game, like when Cody asked, do I have a second screen? I got cut off. So like I've been getting cut off a lot in chat, and like Lucas had to ask repeatedly for me to be able to get a word in edgeways at one point. So like I have been sitting back, but then I've also not been given a lot of opportunity to talk. So
you're vocal. You can be vocal though.
I can be, and I've had games where people get quite annoyed when I get vocal. So I've chosen specifically in recent games, along with changing meta, to take a step back.
I've never played.
And like the thing is, I know that can lead to me getting killed off, because it does.
I've never played a game with you, Eddie, where you were a werewolf, where you made it very far. So I really want to trust, like, I don't know, like you're giving me more villager vibes than Flick is at now. Like I kind of am thinking it was like a first turn. I'm actually shocked. I was kind of lackadaisical throughout the whole game because I just kept feeling like it was a obvious villager win game. Like I didn't feel like I had to put my 2 cents in. I felt like we were gonna, like, I'm shocked how many werewolves there are. It must have started with like 6 or something, because there was only one curse turn, right?
Do you think I'm a logical pick for the shaman to pick first night? Because I think I'd be someone the shaman would be looking to target on the early nights.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's lots of great picks out there.
I think you probably would have been more like a third or a fourth night, because like I have a usual sus list that I go at the start of people I pick who I'm going to look at, and you're usually on the list, but you're maybe like third, fourth on the list, and it all depends how you play as to where you get placed, like up or down on that list.
I feel like you're usually, I know you mostly as a villager, so I don't know if I would pick you right away because I don't know what you act like as a werewolf. So I wouldn't, I mean, feel like I would always, I don't know, I feel like Josh, I'd always pick Josh first. But I could see someone picking you first. I don't know who the seer was. Simon. I mean, he might have picked, no, wait.
I mean, my defense is that I think I've played a strong village game. I think I have called out Luciana, I have called out Gil early. Do you know what I mean? I did get it wrong with Victoria. So my defense is kind of like,
right.
Like what I've done.
Obviously you have good standing because we could have killed you a lot of times, and the village also felt good about you. I felt like Flick was good, but I don't know, last couple days, just not even since the beginning, the last couple days when it was whittling again, I didn't think Joe was. I was shocked there were so many werewolves, and then I was between Elliot and Flick at the end. I kind of thought it was Elliot. But I would probably be leaning, I mean, if you're the werewolf, congrats, because this is epic playing, but I'm leaning towards Flick. I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. I mean, I could be wrong.
But you, I mean, it's like, it is on you to decide and vote. Like, I don't know, but you picked right. If that's what your instincts did, I promise you picked right.
See, because I'm still hung up on the fact that you've been seen as a werewolf.
Right.
Survived, and all the werewolves have basically been throwing shade at you, which I feel like is the perfect cover for a werewolf, because we're going to disregard what a werewolf says. Like it feels like a double bluff, and like as Jesse said, if you're the werewolf, this is great. Like you've done an amazing, like this is most valuable player. But at the same time,
I don't think that's. It
would be painful.
That is where my heart is lying on this.
It would be painful if you won with a positive werewolf check, but I don't know.
I don't think that's true what Flick said. I don't think, because like I think Gil didn't throw any sus or shade on me, and kind of like said I think Eddie's good. George was obviously a bit kind of like sarcastic, like saying I trust Eddie wholeheartedly.
Right.
Victoria was obviously villager. You know, Chris R didn't throw sus on me. I don't think any of the wolves have thrown any
Elliot
sus on me
did,
to do
and
that.
he was a villager.
Yeah,
Right.
Elliot was a villager. But like what Flick said that the wolves were doing a double bluff and kind of like going after me, but I don't think the wolves did go after
I'm
me.
sure your name came up some there, here and there. I don't know.
Yeah, it did off the back of the check.
I just think it's really strange for someone who has been seen as a wolf to make it this far. Like that just.
I am a little
that's
suspicious
just
that no one killed you, but I mean, whatever.
The wolves wouldn't kill me, would they? The wolves won't kill me.
Yeah, you're right. That's right.
And
That's right.
the village haven't
The wolves
killed me
wouldn't kill a
because
wolf,
I've been
though.
helpful.
But the
I've been
wolves
helpful.
wouldn't kill a wolf.
Pardon?
The wolves wouldn't kill a
true.
wolf, and we had
Yeah.
no huntress. So the huntress, because like the huntress had already killed Chris R, so the
Yeah,
huntress
I mean,
couldn't kill you. So
I was never
the only
going
way is the village
to die at
or a
night.
hunter.
Yeah, I was never going to die at night, was I?
It
But
has
the
to
reason
be a
why
day vote, and it hasn't happened.
the village have kept me around is because I've been helpful to the village and I've called out werewolves. And
Yeah,
like
werewolves
I'm not.
always throw other werewolves under the bus, though.
Yeah, no, but like it's not what I'm doing. I mean,
How
I'm
much
ready.
time
Obviously,
or do
I'm
we-
ready.
I mean,
Obviously, I'm ready.
I think I'm ready.
Okay, Flick, if you're ready, let me know. Otherwise, you still have 3 minutes.
Like, I already know where my heart is at. If you are the werewolf, Eddie, and I believe you are, well done. This has been great, but I just can't get over the fact that you're in the final three because you've been seen as a werewolf, but that's brilliant and also awful. But kudos.
Everyone ready to show a name? All right, let's go ahead and show in 3, 2, 1, show. That is 2 for Flick. You have killed Flick. And the village wins.
Thank you, Jesse.
I like the
Champ,
suspense at the
Jesse.
end,
You
David.
got it.
That was sweaty. That was sweaty.
All right, let me run over the rules real quick, guys. Jesse was the tough guy who was never attacked. Chris A was a villager. Jerry was the apprentice who never got to take over because the wolves killed her very quickly. They killed her on night 1. Alex was the confident bodyguard. He protected himself on night 1, Simon on night 2, but the werewolves didn't go after Simon. Protected himself on night 3, and then Brandon on night 4. Victoria was a villager, Cody was the village hunter, Chris R was a plain werewolf, George was a plain werewolf, Eddie was a plain villager, Lucas was the huntress. You know that he killed Chris R correctly. Luciano was the dreamy wolf who picked Flick and Victoria, and that didn't work out for her. Flick was a cursed villager who turned into a werewolf that night that there was only Chris R that died. So you guys were right, a curse had turned and it was Flick. She was the only cursed villager because there were 5 werewolves. Josh was the werewolf shaman who did pick Eddie on night 0, and Simon checked Eddie. I thought that was going to go the other way, but good job with that. And then he picked Gil, but yep, that didn't happen. Simon was the seer, Brandon was a plain villager, Elliot plain villager, and Jill was the werewolf hunter. Yeah, that was it. Good game, guys.
Yeah, points for Josh. Shaman Eddie on night 0.
Yeah, you made me work.
I can't
hard for
believe people actually believe it. Like the chances are very small in a group of 18. I don't know how Eddie got to convince everybody that he was. That is unlikely.
The shaman and the seer are going for the same person most often. Like the seer knows that they're in the shaman's in the game, but more often than not, they're trying to find the same person. The person who has the most suspicion and is a villager. Well, the person who has the most suspicion, shaman's going for villagers that have the most suspicion. Or wolves.
But there was nothing at that first. Like that was the very first thing that happened on the game, and then it was able to survive through.
But
yeah, I think it's probably because we both chose people who were like not the obvious, but someone who is
someone who was like 3 or 4 on Flick's list.
Yeah, exactly.
Was exactly
That's
what
exactly
I was
what I did. And you did the same thing. So yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So Elliot, sorry about that at the end, but my theory, I just couldn't let it go, which was that you got turned because you claimed to be the tough guy, and it was on that no kill, and then you came out with villager afterwards, and I was just couldn't let that go. I'm glad it turned out good for the village, but I was between you and Flick, and that was just stuck in my head.
What helped me massively was like how good Simon was, because like the fact is that he got for both of his checks 2 werewolves meant that it made this probability of someone being shamaned a bit more obvious. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then he got George too, so he was on a roll. So
yeah, he was on a roll.
I put a lot of stock into that vote to kill, or when we killed Chris A, because I thought there's no way werewolves would vote down on that. I thought that was like to kill second vote day 1 seemed really tough, and so I was George voted up, and you did, Josh, as well. I think
I did as well,
and you did, which made me even more suspicious of you. And I didn't get all the others, but I kind of so I think in that 10 or 9 who voted up, there were all the werewolves, which is what I was at the start was going through.
I
you did as well.
I voted up, but here's the thing: like my partner walked into the room because they'd burnt their finger, and they were talking about aloe vera, and I looked back, and suddenly like I voted up because I hadn't heard much in the defense that made me sort of vote, but I'd also heard all this aloe vera, and then we were at night, and I was like, not really sure why we killed, because I was like, we have a 3rd nomination. I felt like we could at least discuss what had happened, and then we had a 3rd nomination to go. So that kind of struck me. I mean, I have no idea how bad the defense was. I'm assuming it wasn't great.
Were you a villager at that time, Flick?
I was a villager, so like this is why I'm very like don't know what was going on.
In that game, we never made it to a 3rd nomination. You guys always killed on the 2nd.
I know.
I mean,
I think
I was pretty nomination happy, but I think it does make these games go faster. A lot of people get afraid to do that, and I just kind of decided this game I'm gonna go a little bit more brazen. And
Cody's protesting against Alex's longest game.
When Simon said George's name, it was a mixed feeling for me. It was dreadful that he got 1 more werewolf, but at the same time, a relief that he didn't say my name. It was a mixed feeling there.
Yeah, what made you pick me night 1?
I thought you were the seer.
Yeah.
The way you
I would have been.
Also, I didn't think Flick was the seer. I mean, I might have inadvertently gotten a curse turned, but I didn't think that she was a seer. So when I claimed that she was a seer, I was just trying to make some chaos for the wolves picking at night.
But the thing is, there was the possibility of playing villagers turning and cursed. So you turned a curse.
I was having fun. It was a good game. What do you think? What were you about to say, Ed?
We also had very little information day 1, and I was gonna vote down in second anyone who I had written on my suspicion list. I wasn't gonna bring them up because I wasn't suspicious enough to bring them up, but I was gonna second and vote down on them.
Yeah.
I don't wait for the 3rd. If I'm suspicious of somebody, I don't care. It's 1st, 2nd, 3rd day.
Eddie, what were you saying?
Cody, your name on my list was like good, bad, good. And I was like, what is going on here those first few days?
Yeah, I kept trying to find a role that wanted to die so early.
I was like, what is
Cody?
I was a hunter. I was I was ready to go off of my suspicions to target someone. See you, Davey.
Bye, Davey.
Yeah, Davey.
Thanks, Davey.
Thank you.
Brandon wants to say something for a while. You're
Well,
muted.
how
Muted,
did-
Brandon.
I'm muted.
No,
No,
you're not.
not you, not them.
Okay. So how did everybody suss out Chris R so quick? Because I wasn't suspicious of her at all, and everybody was like on her like a vulture on a dead carcass. Like,
I don't know.
what-
I think Flick might have casually mentioned her name, and that tends to be a death sentence for any wolf.
Well-
No, I had Chris R before I asked Flick.
Yeah, and the reason I have Chris R is usually because Chris R, like, sometimes from my perspective, it doesn't seem like they're moving very much, so there's not a lot there. Like, there's not a lot to read or have a feel for, so I'm usually looking there because, like, I find them very difficult to read. It usually has to do something I feel is quite sort of maybe a bit on the nose or something they've said, but they tend to be quiet and not, there's sometimes that they've got a
Chris,
good-
in my eyes, she played brilliantly. She played very consistently. I was really surprised that Flick even thought to say her name, but you know, she has the superhuman power of finding werewolves.
No,
Hey, I
list.
found Chris R before.
Yeah. Was it Lucas find Chris R? I have a sus list and I go through my sus list. And Josh is
I'm
usually-
gonna jump out of this game, but yeah, it's fun playing with everybody.
Yeah,
So,
like-
so Brent, the reason why I had Chris R on my list is because she called out, my asking for tough guy as being sus, and that's not the only reason. It kind of felt forced, she felt like she has to say something, and that's the first thing which came into her mind. That's what I felt, and that's why I had so much sus on her. Because a villager wouldn't need to be forced, to have a sus. Who could just say, I have no idea.
Yeah, I agree.